Hello. Today I will be doing a video on Fatale. A married man who is having problems with his wife believes she is cheating on him and decides to have some fun in Vegas with a stranger. He gives her a fake name and ends up regretting the one night stand. He thinks that will be the last time he sees her, but they soon cross paths once again. When first seeing the promo, it automatically reminded me of those black thrillers we were getting every year, like The Perfect Guy and When the Bow Breaks. I wasn't expecting much, but was still interested in a detective trying to frame a guy she hooked up with. Plus, it had Hilary Swank, which is so random. I would think she would choose a higher caliber of a movie. Maybe 15 to 20 minutes into the movie, I had guessed a potential twist, and I was really hoping it would not have this twist because it was way too predictable. Shortly after thinking this, one of the characters brings up this twist, and I was really happy at this point because that was not going to be the huge big finale. The acting for the most part was good, and even Hillary was great at first, but then she became kind of wooden. It was weird. It was doing a lot of things I didn't see coming at first, but then eventually I did get bored. I was no longer connecting with the film. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that the plot was really all over the place and not knowing Hillary's motive. Her character is really upset at someone else. We get backstory on her, but she's taking her anger out on Michael Eli, even though he didn't really do anything to her except have a one night stand and then leave her before she woke up. And I'm scratching my head. She's letting this one white guy talk reckless towards her, but she shows all her hatred towards the black guy. Later on, it did start to make sense, and that's when I started to like the movie again, especially with the guy that plays Michael Eli's cousin. I really liked him. He's not in the movie that much, but I really liked how he handled Hilary Swank because of the way that she was treating Michael Eli. There's really good action fight sequences. The sound effects are really good, and the kicks and punches look like they hurt. And there's a good use of slow-mo at one point. And with slow-mo, it's really hard for it to be effective. Like, you really have to use it sparsely and at the very right moment, and this movie does that. And I'm going to get into spoilers at this point, so if you haven't seen the movie, I suggest turning the video off right now. But I was so afraid towards the end, and I think that was the intention. I think they wanted the audience to think that this might happen. I was so scared that Michael Eli's character was going to get shot by police when he had his cell phone in his hand. At that moment, the cops were scarier than Hilary Swank, and Hilary is actually pretty freaking creepy in this movie. She's almost like Wonder Woman. She's like really strong, really fast, really smart, and that's what makes her very threatening, more so than the fact that she has a badge. And I give this a 6 out of 10. I would watch it again. I think I might enjoy it a lot more the second time because I know what the story is, whereas the first time I didn't know where this movie was going. It seemed to go all over the place, and it seemed like it could have had like 10 different storylines, 10 different ways it could have gone. That was the part where I did dislike it and I was a little bored by it, and it really wasn't pulling me in, but it did eventually pull me in, and yeah, so 6 out of 10. Although I don't think it's worth going to the theaters for. I think this should have been a streaming movie. I think the only reason why it wasn't a streaming movie is because there are a lack of movies as is in theaters. But yeah, this definitely could have gone to Netflix or Hulu. The only time I would say this is a good movie to watch in theaters is if it's with an audience that's very reactionary. I think this is a really fun movie to watch with a big audience that reacts and talks to the screen. Like, this is one of those perfect movies where it's okay to talk during the movie. But yeah, otherwise, I would say you could watch this at home with your friends.